Hey guys, we're here at Computex in Taipei and we're with Qualcomm today to discuss the future of these always connected PCs. Now, back in December, we showed you the 835 PCs, which are pretty much these computers that can run all day. They have like 20 plus hours of battery life. They're crazy. And they were running on the Snapdragon 835 platform. Well, today they've announced the Snapdragon 850 platform, and this platform is specifically for these always connected PCs. Sometimes Wi-Fi is really spotty, and so you're gonna wanna be able to use LTE. And so these have eSIM embedded. So that means that you're just gonna be able to use LTE wherever you are, and you're not even gonna have to look for a Wi-Fi hotspot. Now you're not gonna have to go to like a coffee shop and use their Wi-Fi. You can just sit on a bench outside and do whatever you need to do for the day. Now the 835 was made for smartphones as well, and while that's fine, the 850 is made specifically for these laptops. So that chip is going to be tuned specifically for carrying around a laptop where you're going to be wanting to pull data from the internet all day. This is kind of a horizontal shift, so it's still on that same 10 nanometer process, but it actually has a lot of improvements over the 835. In a demo they showed us today, this chip got about 10 degrees Celsius better thermal performance while running some games in the background. Now that's really, really major, especially if you're sitting on your couch or sitting on that bench like I mentioned earlier, and you're just kind of like writing things or doing work or even doing a little bit of light video editing. You don't want your PC to start burning your legs, and thermal performance is very important here. Now again, that is that same 10 nanometer process, but you're actually getting about 30% better battery life. Now, like I said, the 835 was really made for phones, and this is made specifically for laptops. So it's actually pretty surprising that you're getting such better battery life on something with that much bigger of a screen. Now these things run Windows, and you're probably wondering, how do these apps actually work on a Snapdragon chip? Well, they actually have their own ARM64 platform, and that emulates Windows processes. So you would think that there would be a major performance issue here, but there really isn't. Qualcomm told me that there's really not that big of a performance hit here when you start emulating Windows stuff on ARM64, but it is incredibly easy to compile for ARM64. VLC was actually the first app that is now natively running on ARM64, but they made it as easy as recompiling to be able to make your app compatible with it. So now app developers can just have these Windows apps and just recompile for ARM64, and it instantly works. Now you're not gonna see a huge performance improvement here, but it's still nice to have your app running natively on a system. Now Qualcomm's still selling 835 laptops, and in fact, this Asus Nova Go is still an 835 laptop. They didn't actually have any 850 devices here at Qualcomm. They did have some reference devices, but they didn't have any laptops they're actually gonna ship. You're probably not going to see those shipping until about 2019, but until then you can still buy these 835 devices. So we've got a full article on everything that the 850 is enabling. You can head over there to check it out, and make sure you stay tuned to our socials because we're gonna be keeping you up to date with everything happening at Computex. Because of course, we are your source for all things Android.